What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another brand new Major Ben Gaming video. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Just want to quickly say, if you are interested, I do a lot of streaming on my second YouTube channel, my Twitch and my Kick and my TikTok. All the links below if you want to follow me so you can come in and join in with stuff there. I do stream as often as I possibly can. It'd just be fun to interact with you guys on a little bit more of a personal level. But without further ado, today we're talking about PlayStation ports coming to PC and my personal opinions and kind of the fact, because Sony has admitted it themselves, that these PlayStation ports, first of all, PlayStation gamers should get used to it, and second of all, it should not affect you, and it is good for PlayStation as well. Like, it is good that these games are coming to PlayStation. Now, I had a few comments on a recent video where I talked about PlayStation games coming to PC, and I had some people commenting saying, for example, stuff like, well, Steam's going to take a 20% cut. They're losing money by selling the game to people on PC on Steam, which to that I agree. They would be getting less money than selling that game through the PlayStation Store on my PlayStation 5. That's right there. But what you're not actually thinking about is the fact that PC gamers do not buy consoles. They are a very separate type of people that just are not willing to sacrifice worse frame rates, worse gameplay, and just aren't interested in spending £500 or whatever dollars on a console when they have a very powerful PC that runs games better than that console in every single way. And I just want to bring up the fact that we are nearly at all games basically on PC at this point. You can see some of the older ones, but these are all the games now that have come to PC. In fact, let's open up the Steam store. You can see all the both Horizon games are now on here. Helldivers, Ratchet & Clank, Last of Us, Returnal, Spider-Man, Sackboy, Uncharted, God of War, Days Gone. Like, there's the other Horizon game that I was just saying about. Like, most of them are there. The kind of only ones we really want now are like Demon Souls, Last of Us Part 2 has been rumored. God of War Ragnarok's definitely coming to PC very, very soon, and should be getting an announcement within the next few months for PC. So pretty much the whole slate of games, bar a few basically, are already on PC, and it's great news. Like, these games have sold hundreds of thousands of copies on PC to people that would never have bothered playing this game if it hadn't come to PC in the first place. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter asking about, oh, should I play Uncharted or should I wait for perhaps parts 1, 2, and 3 to come, because I've never played Uncharted before and I've heard that this is the 4th game, which very silly move of Sony to kind of do this one first, because a lot of the PC players haven't done that. But again, those people on Twitter were asking about it. There was a big community talking about it, and I commented on it, say just wait, just in case we get the others, and go and play like Spider-Man first, because you're going to get a complete story with the 2, and we should be getting Spider-Man 2 obviously coming to PC within the next year or two. Personally, I'm not going to bother buying any more PlayStation exclusive games because I know they're coming to PC, and I'm happy to wait for these. These are single player games more often than not, and if they are big multiplayer games, they come to PC day and date. And in fact, if you looked at the statistics for Helldivers 2, more sales on PC than there were on the consoles. Actually, the biggest platform of Helldivers was PC, and I genuinely think that's why PlayStation wanted to add having a PlayStation account to log in to play this game recently with all that drama. I think they wanted that to bump up the amount of PlayStation accounts that are out there, because this was the biggest platform to play this game. The PlayStation fans didn't support it enough compared to the PC community, giving it the biggest platform on PC. So I think all the games that come late, like Spider-Man 2, God of War Ragnarok, in the end of the day, they are single player games that you do not need to play day one, because you're not missing out on anything. It's not going to change. If anything, it's going to get better because of, you know, optimization and updates. Like when you get the PC stuff, you often get all the bells and whistles that were in the like Ghost of Tsushima, you're getting all the multiplayer stuff day one. Turned out that's pretty bad because they're not able to release it in many countries, but you get a complete package. Same with Horizon, you get all the DLC, you get the DLC built in, and I actually showed the other day the fact that if you actually go on CD keys and type in Horizon, you can actually see you can get it for £37. This game is still £70 on the PlayStation console store. You can get it through CD keys there, and at the end end of the day, PlayStation are still getting my money, even though I'm not buying it through a console. They are not going to make money from most people on PC through consoles because most PC players don't have consoles. I'm an exception because I make videos and all this stuff and I just love gaming. And up till this point, I haven't wanted to miss out on some of the first party games like on PlayStation, but I'm just going to wait going forward. And I'm genuinely considering selling my PlayStation 5 because if I'm not playing first-party games there anymore, what am I playing on PlayStation? Nothing. So there's no point in me owning a console anymore. I'm still going to give Sony my money because I'll be doing it through the games. And that's it. It's just kind of the best thing. It's the best of both worlds. You get all these great exclusive games on PC that were exclusive to PlayStation 5. You get these amazing story games. And in the end of the day, for fans who are, or for fanboys on X or whatever, who are just like, oh, you know, they're complaining about these games because pieces like, well, one, it's not affecting you. You've already played the game since you talk about how you get to play them first. You've already played it, so how does it affect you? How is it bad more people get to experience a game, giving Sony more money to develop better quality games for not only your PlayStation platform, but for PC as well, giving us all better games? How is that bad for you in any way, apart from you just wanting to big up that game because it's got a PlayStation logo on it and it was only available on your platform, so it has to be forever locked to the platform of your choice? Stupid. You're going to get better games from having Sony have more money from these games. That's how it works, because they've even said recently they've not been selling enough copies. They had to sell millions of copies of Spider-Man 2 to even break even. So when they have a second sale of that game on PC, it's going to give it a significant boost of sales that weren't there with just the console release. This is going to increase sales, more copies out there, more people to play it. And when it does come to multiplayer games, it's always better having it on more platforms. This game should be on Xbox. It makes the experience better for everybody, because in the end of the day, with a live service multiplayer game, you want people playing that game because it's always online multiplayer game. So having it on more platforms creates more players. Same reason as Sea of Thieves has now been brought to PlayStation. And I agree with that because it's an online game and it plays best with more people. Now, a lot of Sony fanboys will always bring up Last of Us. Oh, Last of Us is way better on console. Yes, at launch, I agree. This was an absolute mess. But if you look at recent reviews, like, they are all good apart from like them not supporting other countries. So I do not support Sony. This is the thing. PC fans actually talk out about stuff when they don't like it, unlike console fans who tend to just go along with things. Most console fans, I should say, not everybody. I was one myself. I used to love consoles and it was my main way of playing, and I always went against what Phil Spencer was doing. I still talk about all that stuff now. I hate agreeing with these companies when they're doing something bad for the consumer, and you should too, because that's how you make better companies. But all this stuff is good, all positive. It runs so much better. Here's a player actually who did complete everything on every platform and still owns it and still can't get over how brilliant the game is. But there are a ton of new players to these franchises who would never have played this game before because they don't want to go out and buy a console. That is how the PC community tends to work, and it's just kind of that way. They are an elitist community of people. They always think their platform's better. You console guys have heard that all your lives, how PC is the master race and stuff. Those guys don't go out and buy console systems, trust me. They just don't. A lot of them, at least. A couple in the comments there, yeah, maybe. But a lot of people, they experience this the first time on PC, and this is why this whole negative release at the launch of this game was such a bad thing for Sony, because a lot of people, this was their first experience of Last of Us. They've heard all these things for all the years about how great this game is, and that was their first look. So providing this doesn't keep happening, then, you know, we should be good. And they've updated it and the game is phenomenal now. I have a 4090, so it was never that big of a deal for me. I could run it always at 60 FPS plus. Now I get well over 120 at 4K. And it looks absolutely insane on the highest settings with ray tracing. So it's awesome that we get this game on PC, and you get to play the best version. Like, and I've seen a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of PlayStation fans who are like, yeah, I'm going to actually jump ship and buy a PC now. There's no point owning a PlayStation because the games don't have exclusives anymore. And it's like, well, yeah, I agree. There is no point. You don't need to go out and buy a PlayStation when you can have all these great games on PC if you have enough money to afford a PC that's worth using. And what people forget is Sony is a publisher, not a developer. They are publishing games. They don't develop them. They may own the studios, but at the end of the day, Sony is a publisher, and they just are going to become a third-party publisher, because that's what is happening in the industry. Xbox are doing the same. They may make consoles, but they are third-party publishers because they were already doing that. Helldivers, Sea of Thieves on Xbox. There's other games that are on PC that are, you know, it's just they're third-party publishers. That's, people have been talking about it as such a negative thing. They are already doing this. Xbox, PlayStation, they're already third-party, right? Not all games yet, but they will get there because that's the way the industry is going. More things everywhere, and you pay for the best place to play it, not the best games on lockdown to different platforms. That's how it's going to go in the future. That's the way we're all seeing it. Sony said it themselves. Hiroki Totoki said it themselves. Xbox, Phil Spencer, they're testing it. They're trialing this. They're always the first to do it, and that's what's going to happen. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. Leave a like, subscribe if you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in future videos. Bye-bye for now.